Goodbye, Mom!
No, what am I saying?
What, this? It's nothing. Really, it's nothing, Ed. It's just, it's just Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve.
We're about ready to get this bitch started.
We are? It's really going to happen?
Yeah, it's time. We need to do it to save the world.
I don't know if we're ready. I don't think I can do it.
I'm about to get real angry. We need to start the show.
I put all my faith in your offering.
Give me a countdown, please.
You heard him, Samuel. Do it now.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
We found the groove. Have a good time. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened.
Okay, you little bastards. The time has come. The moment we've all been waiting for. It's the Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve Alabruski. Let's go.
All right, we're here. We're on time, and we're back for another podcast, The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve Alabruski.
Yeah. First of all, can you be late to a podcast? This starts when we hit record, doesn't it?
Oh, dude, we're supposed to. We have a hard start time at 3 o'clock, and we're very late.
Oh, I see. Okay, good. Well,
I don't
let
know
you
if it's
in
hard,
behind the
dude.
curtain on that. Secondly, boy, there's some ghosts of Vocal Minority pasts in that new show opening.
I wondered if you would reminisce. I wonder if you would notice.
Well, we got Edgy, we got Mensa, and we got the big man in there. 3 ghosts of the Vocal Minority. That's all the ghosts, really, right?
Yeah, it's all the ghosts. All the living members are sitting right here.
That's right. We persevered, the 3 horsemen here. So, the 3 wise men.
That's right.
Welcome to the show.
It's the Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve Alabruski. See our webpage, thevocalminority.net, and find some socials there.
Yes, find us on all the social medias. Fun stuff there, fun stuff. People find it and go through some old stuff. They look at the new stuff. We tagged Justin Timberlake in a post about that abortion thing, and now he's no longer accepting comments on Facebook or on Instagram.
Yeah, that was
some
weird
part
timing, right?
Yeah. And then I tagged Matt LeBlanc in our Twitter post about Chandler dying and got no response.
You did not.
I did, yeah.
You swear to God that you did that?
Oh, go look. It's on Twitter right now. I think it was Matt LeBlanc and David Schwimmer. They were the only ones on Twitter, so I thought, I'd
Yeah, you definitely have to do that.
I mean, first of all, I know some people got upset with us, but that whole thing came from love of making fun of Chandler dying. I mean, we were fans of the guy. That's the only reason we could make fun of him. We wouldn't have the knowledge to do it. Could I be any more dead? Like, you got to know Chandler to make that joke. So
it's true. Well, there's so much coming out now of, what possibly killed him because all the facts aren't in yet. But have you heard what's going around that probably killed him?
No, I know you brought up off air that there was foul play, but I haven't seen that anywhere yet. So what are you hearing? What are you hearing?
I did see that. I mean, that was one of the theories, but the theory that I most believe, only because I have some knowledge of it and have read about it.
Yeah, he got too high and drowned in his own tub.
No, he was on Suboxone, all right? And that is a medication that you take when you're trying to come off opiates. And sometimes people stay on it. You're supposed to do it for maybe 6 months and hopefully just like taper them out of your life. But it keeps you from going through DTs. Okay. And he had been on Suboxone and recently switched over to a patch, okay? Instead of taking a pill. Now, I will tell you, as someone who has taken, had to take in the past, I took a patch of fentanyl years ago for pain control. And, it said right on the box, like, don't get in the bathtub with it because when this warms, the medication releases too fast and it'll probably kill you. Okay. That is the same thing, apparently, with the Suboxone patch that he had on, is that because it still is an opioid, it just doesn't get you high. So when you go into the, hot tub, if he got it wet, if it just got too hot, it could have released that medicine into him too quickly and he could have accidentally killed himself.
Well, that's pretty close to what I'm saying, that he took something and then was a dumbass and got in a hot tub and it all backfired on him. Like,
he didn't do it actively, though. He didn't want to die. He didn't want to OD.
No, I get it. And if he OD'd or just was so high he fell asleep in the tub, I don't think that's a suicide attempt either. It's just you did something stupid and killed yourself. The doctor didn't point that out, especially when he's on Instagram. Like, look at me in my hot tub, everybody.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I guess we'll find out when they get to do the full, report of what was in his system and everything. They know that was in his system. So, I mean, because he was actively taking it. But
yeah.
I don't know.
Listen, my assertion is he did something stupid and killed himself, which sounds, both of our scenarios sound accurate for that. But listen, we weren't making fun of the guy because we hate him or wish he was dead or something. The guy was a professional funny man, a comedic actor. And I would think on some level, most comedians would appreciate you poking or roasting when they die, because that's what they were known for, is joking and humor. And so
could we be paying any more homage? I mean, come on.
Some people gave us grief. Some people gave, understood. And some people, when I replied saying like, we're doing this with love, they seemed to understand it. But yeah, I don't know. I thought Tegan, Matt LeBlanc or David Schwimmer might be appropriate, but maybe it wasn't.
You did not think it would be appropriate for them. You thought it would be appropriate for us. And answer honestly.
Okay, my first thought was maybe they'll get really pissed at us and
Right,
that no
yes.
press is bad press kind of thing. But
Yeah.
I was hoping that some comedian out there would be like, this is what I want when I die. Like, that's right. Roast me. Make fun of me a little. Right?
It would not be Joey Tribbiani or Ross Geller.
No, I don't know.
But they
Please
haven't.
do it when I die.
I don't even think they're looking at it, dude. I think they're got their heads buried in the sand right now. People have been, talking to all of the Friends cast about this, and of course they're being quiet about it all.
Yeah, I get it. It's kind of like I take Brittany and Justin in that post about the abortion thing. And you and I talked about it. We were hoping Brittany would make some video with knives. Like, I'm coming for you, Nick and Steve.
And I thought Brittany might, dude. I thought she might read that, and she'd either love it or hate it. I didn't think there was a middle ground, but
yeah. So my point is, find us on the socials.
How you doing today, Brisky?
I'm hanging in there.
You are?
Yeah.
As long as it's not by news.
Can we do a 1 to 8? Let's do a 1 to 7, dude. I want to do a 1 to 7 with you right now.
I'm doing a solid 5.
Oh, good. All right.
Yeah.
That's all you can ask for.
What is that scale? My therapist does this crap to me. Part of my EMDR therapy is there's 2 different scales. One is 1 to 10 and one is 1 to 7. And I don't understand 1 to 7. And sometimes she'll ask me, like, what's your number? I'm like, which scale? 1 to 7 or 1 to 10? Like, who does 1 to 7? Why couldn't they just make it 10?
Because it's to remind you to really think of your scale. Because oftentimes, we give like 8 so often for the 1 to 10. Like, how hungry are you? I'm about an 8 or whatever. So if we change the scale up, it forces you to really think about the number. Okay.
You people in society, you've dumped us all down so damn far. I always 10's the worst. So where am I at? Shy of that a couple of notches. So if 7's the worst, now I'm just shy of that a couple of notches.
Isn't 10 the best?
It depends. That's the other thing. Like, is 10 the worst or the best? Is 7 the worst or the best?
I would think, because if you think about it, what's better, 1 beer or 10 beers? Well,
yeah,
10 beers.
$1, $10.
I can tell you, at least on one of the scales, 10 is like the most disturbing. The thought you're having, like how feeling. 10's
the pain scale is always 1 through 10, 10 being the worst. So, yeah. I think it depends who's asking the question.
My son did this recently. He's like, on a scale of 1 to 14, what do you? I'm like, 1 to 14. What is this? 1 to 10.
My boy.
Everything is 1 to 10.
I love that Crosby, dude. You showed him a video of your fall colors walk nonsense. Yeah. And he talks about how much he loved me even more. He was like, "Oh, I love that." Nick.
If you've missed it, that's on the socials. Nick is poking at me for having the audacity to go on a romantic fall colors walk. And so I showed it to my son because it was a clean segment. We weren't swearing or doing anything sexual.
Yeah.
And Crosby's just like, I like that Nick even more now. Like, he's willing to go at you. But I just told Nick too, like, you've warped that kid now. He's never going to take anyone on a fall colors walk. And someday he'll be in divorce court and the woman will say, Your Honor, I just wanted him to take me on a fall colors walk. But
sure.
Apparently his Uncle Nick told him years ago not to do that. So
just take her on a walk, Crosby.
I'm taking him for everything he's worth. I wanted fall colors.
Hey, dude, we were talking about Chandler Bing and, his, he wrote a memoir and, I've been hearing a lot of, readings. He read the book as the audiobook, so it's kind of like, goes from Christmas past right now to hear him reading it.
Yeah.
And, he had one line in there that I really liked. Reality is an acquired taste, and it's one I've had trouble acquiring. And I was mind blown by that. I was like, isn't that the goddamn truth about so many things in life, that this whole reality thing that you want me to take part in 24/7 is really an acquired taste, and I'm not down with it the entire time.
Yeah. That is a profound one. And that's somebody speaking from a lifetime of pain. I can feel it in that quote.
Sure. Yeah.
It is an acquired taste. So, yeah.
Indeed it is. Shall we get into things that excite us, delight us, and depress us with a little need-to-know news?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Need to Know News. News you need to know.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news.
All right, let's start off with mind-blowing news, by which I mean you're going to want to blow your effing head off after it.
Oh, no, that doesn't sound good.
All right, I've got two related articles here. First of all, I don't know what is wrong with this world we're living in, especially this country we are living in, but what the F, people. New polling is out. Trump leads Biden in 5 key swing states per new poll. In other words, if the election were held today, President Trump would be our new supreme leader.
I mean, that literally kills me, dude. That kills my whole soul.
Yeah. More voters in 5 key swing states say that they would vote for former President Donald Trump over current President Joe Biden in a hypothetical head-to-head matchup. This is a New York Times Siena College poll. Brewski, I would love it if you could tell me these people are all full of it, as you have with other pollsters, because I don't want to believe this. But
I don't know. That's 2 reputable pollsters right there. Yeah. Right. So
Trump, the unrivaled frontrunner in the GOP primary, which what a debacle that is. So embarrassing for everyone else on the GOP ticket. But
yes.
Let's see. He leads Biden 52 to 41% in Nevada. That's a 11-point swing. 49 to 43% in Georgia, 49 to 44% in Arizona, and 48 to 43 in Michigan. And 48 to 44% in Pennsylvania. If those all came true, he would have 300 electoral college votes, surpassing the threshold to make him the next president.
270, yeah.
Time to do something with that electoral college, you know. I mean, it really is. Right? Am I not right?
Well, that's it.
I'm pro Second Amendment all of a sudden.
That should have been done a long time ago, though.
Yes.
Yeah. It was supposed to be some dumb safety net that was never actually meant to determine the outcome. It was just supposed to be a safety net there in case there was fraud in some city or whatever. Like, oh my God. So this is where we're at in this country? You freaking people would vote for this guy? If it was held to, I mean,
With all of his indictments and everything that's going on and just coming out the day after day after day, people are thinking like, yeah, this is our guy.
That's the guy right here.
That's
yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Maybe it all ties back to reality is really tough for people. And I would rather have a clown and entertainment running my country than have to deal with the actual reality of what's happening.
Yes. I have started to come to accepting of like, if this guy wins, like, I'm just going to try to enjoy the dumpster fire. Like, let's see how bad this country can get, how many of our freedoms can be taken. Like, sure, go ahead, you idiots. Let me just watch this.
Well, there's already talk, and I shared this today, that they're already preparing a list of people in the DOJ and also even people in Congress that they plan on arresting and putting on trial if Trump wins the White House.
Yeah.
They're already got the plan going.
I saw a great list the other day, some web video. Somebody put together a montage of all of the things that Trump has said in the last couple of years on Truth Social or elsewhere that most of us have just either never heard of or ignored because it was insanity. But it's a list of these are things he said he will do if he wins the White House again. And it is, I mean, it's just vomit-inducing, the amount of liberties and freedoms he wants to take away, consolidating power, using the DOJ as his personal bitch to go after people and indict them and put them in prison. I mean, this
is taking away from all of us BT dubs. It's not just the liberal Democrats.
Right.
This is going away from everybody. And you think like it's kind of funny now because it would shut certain people up in the Democratic Party. But no, this is going to fold into your fabric, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to like it.
The pendulum will swing the other way, by the way, you idiots. If you let Trump do all of these things, the next Democrat that takes over gets to do all the same things too. And now we've just opened Pandora's box and we're a freaking banana republic. It's insanity.
But that's the good question you have to ask yourself, and being honest with yourself is something we should all do. If a Democrat does get into the office, if that were to take place and after a Democrat gets into office, I don't think he'd do it, or he or she would do it. I don't think they would, only because you're exactly right. That'll be the end of our country if there is not a responsible stepbrother in the room.
Right. If that happens, if Trump wins and does all of these things or even 10% of these things, I will only support a Democrat who's going to go in there and rail fire down upon everyone. Like, you people want to see how it works the other way? Like, I think enough Democrats would get together and say, we can fight fire with fire then. We're going to elect the most extreme liberal you've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm going to force every one of you to marry a gay guy. Like, you know.
Yeah, straight marriage will be outlawed.
Right. I mean, now, Brewski, got any comment before I dovetail this with my other article?
Oh, no, you've said it all. I'm right there with you.
All right, good. So here's the other thing that maybe we got to breathe about. First of all, I don't know if we should be abandoning ship on Biden right now or not, if getting a Gavin Newsom out there or not. I don't know who's going to make that decision or how we get to it. I also don't know if the court system is going to save us all from this reality and arrest the guy. Like, he may not even be able to be president, and that may be the only thing that saves us.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I think, what we're sort of counting on. And I don't think it's smart, by any means, but I think we should definitely have that plan be ready and just as strong. But, we don't know.
That could become the true reality where this guy may have one, but the judges lock him up for us. I mean,
well, I think what we really need to do is let's look at these polls and let's assume that they are accurate. Okay. And then what we need to do is we need to get out there and do the work that we need to do, turn those polls numbers around and get voters out in force. And we need to first of all, put aside all this foolishness that Joe Biden is too old to be president. He's done very well as a president. He hasn't embarrassed us at all. He's been rock solid and steady. So what we need to do, instead of talking about how old he is and will he get the job done and that sort of thing, is we've got a candidate, a strong candidate, someone who was a senator for how long, who's passed so much legislation. We need to get behind that guy. We have to.
Amen, brother. Preach on.
Amen. And we all fall off a bike once in a while. Like, everyone falls off a bicycle once in a while. Let it go.
Yes. Now, here's the tie-in article that hopefully maybe will make us feel slightly better. People like us, we're hyper-focused on politics, but most people are not. No. So a longtime political scientist, after seeing these results, has predicted that voters will feel differently about Donald Trump when it comes down to two clear choices on Election Day. Norman Ormstein, an emeritus scholar and conservative think tank, American Enterprise Institute member, reacted on MSNBC on Sunday to this new polling showing that Trump is ahead of Biden in the 5 key swing states. He says, one of the things that I think is clear here is that most voters have paid no or little attention to Donald Trump's legal problems. That will change when he gets into a criminal trial, and especially if he gets convicted. When we're down to two choices, and we have only one candidate who is for a Muslim ban, supported Nazis, et cetera, and the other one is a normal, like Brewski said, just normal old guy that's done a decent job. Like, he's saying it's too far out. Don't listen to these polls. When it comes down to brass tacks, people are not going to support somebody who's spent the last year being on multiple criminal trials and possibly even convicted of at least one, if not multiple offenses.
You know what it's echoing right now is, no one's going to vote for a game show host. No one's going to, no way. When it gets down to it, it's going to be fine.
Oh, I was feeling better. Don't point out that reality because you're right. This is what we all said in 2016.
Yes,
but
we cannot get lax. Like Brewski said, it's not time to get lax.
No, we got to stay. We got to get in there and we got to do that work.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, if we are going to pull the plug on Biden, which would be unprecedented, somebody like Newsom has got to be the guy. We cannot, I'm sorry, we cannot go female, minority, extremist, any of that stuff. We need a younger Joe Biden, a safe white dude who we can just put in there. And I don't mean to, that's not an I'm just looking at what happened with Hillary Clinton. There was a certain amount of sexism that kept her out. We know now. We've gone back and done the autopsy. 3 to 4% of people refused to vote for her because she was a woman. Other women said that, and we can't take that gamble this time.
Well, but I was talking to somebody last night about this, and they were saying that if they replaced Biden, that they can't replace him with Gavin Newsom. They have to replace him with Kamala Harris, because otherwise you will lose the black woman vote. You would lose the black. You would lose the black.
I don't buy that, because who are they going to vote for? They're going to vote for Trump. They may not like it, but hold your nose and vote for the Democrat.
Or they might just stay home.
Yeah, and that's our own Brewski did that with Hillary Clinton, dude.
No, you didn't stay home, but you held your nose, right?
I held my nose.
Held his nose, yeah, but he made it happen, right?
Yeah. It's just such a cluster, and it can't
really
be
is.
Kamala. By the way, that game's over.
No.
Female minority, she'll never win. Sorry.
Well, she just always tries to seem so hip, and she's a square trying to be hip, and it just it just doesn't work, Yeah,
there's that too. But I'm just talking political reality.
Yeah, exactly. I get that.
Female minority, you've already lost 6 points right there, so we don't have that margin to blow.
Brewski, do you know who Asa Hutchinson is?
Asa Hutchinson.
Hutchinson?
He's the former governor of Arkansas, actually.
All right. And he's a GOP presidential candidate?
He is. Yes, he is.
All right. Did you see him speak to a big group of MAGAs, talk to the Florida GOP, and what their response was to him? Did you see it?
Yeah. I know how he feels about Trump. And knowing the audience, I'm sure that they didn't care for what he had to say, but I don't know for sure.
Well, he predicted that it's likely Trump will be convicted.
Do you want the audio?
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah, I got the audio here. All right. Okay.
As someone who's been in the courtroom for over 25 years as a federal prosecutor, and also in defending some of the most serious federal criminal cases, I can say that there is a significant likelihood that Donald Trump will be found guilty by a jury on a felony offense next year. That may or may not happen before you vote in March. And it might not make any difference to you, but it will make a difference for our chance to attract independent voters in November. It will make a difference for those down ticket races for Congress and Senate. And it will weaken the GOP for decades to come.
He's telling them, this is not good for our party, you dum-dums.
Oh, makes me want to vomit. And he's right, by the way. These sorts of prosecutions don't happen on a whim. These prosecutors want to win. They don't take half-ass cases into court, especially against a former president. So, of course, it's likely he will be convicted on one or more counts.
Of course, dude. Of course. Why wouldn't you listen to this guy? He's not telling it because he's not a staunch Republican, for crying out loud. He's trying to tell you to read between the lines, you dummies.
Right. Well, here's my thing. Trump likes to call people a rhino, but
Republican in name only.
Okay, but tell me this. How did he become the standard bearer for what a Republican actually is?
Right. He co-opted the parties. The answer.
Exactly. Full on carpetbagger, just come walking in, and you don't know what that party stands for. That party has stood in the past for limited government, which also included staying out of people's bedrooms, staying out of people's health choices, low taxes.
Trump called for suspending the Constitution recently. That should make any conservative's head explode.
Absolutely.
Yes. And it destroys all of your arguments if it doesn't.
This is scary stuff we were heading into next year. And there's a scenario we may have President Kamala Harris because Trump will be in jail and Biden will be dead. So
I don't see, I don't think Biden will be dead because I think that Joe Biden is one of those people. First of all, he's in excellent health, especially for someone his age. But secondly, he seems like one of those folks that, like Willard Scott used to have on his show, celebrating the 105-year-old birthday.
Put him on a Smothers jam.
Smuckers.
Smuckers. Smuckers
or,
jam.
who was the other guy?
Bill Cosby. No, I don't know.
Anyway,
Al Roker.
Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter just had that.
I was close.
Close to 100 years old and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I just think that Joe Biden does the same thing, and he's just somebody that stays engaged physically and mentally all the time.
Yeah, listen, I'm not actually worried about his age or his health, but it is a reality that he's getting older and could drop dead any day from a variety of things, not the least of which is a conservative going after him. But do you think he's going to, if he gets reelected, though, do you think he'll serve 4 years? Do you think he can live through the whole 4 years?
I'm on, when I tell you, I think he's going to make it to like 90, 95. I honestly believe he's going to make it to like 90, 95.
He's the only president in my lifetime and that I can actually remember who has not aged during his presidency.
He's been old since we've known him.
What I mean? Like, he looks exactly the same. He's doing good.
I mean, you remember Obama by the time after his first term.
Jeez.
Man, that gray was there.
Right. It's so true, though. My earliest memory of Joe Biden, he looks the same as he does now.
He does, dude.
Old gray hair man.
30 years ago? Yep, that's Joe Biden.
Right.
Well, I just think that when the Democrats take back the House and when they expand their lead in the Senate and when Joe Biden beats Trump in the election, I think at that point there, a wipeout like that, you think about how many other wipeouts that they've had under Trump. And this would add to it.
Well, Brewski, we're pulling with you. We're hoping for the wipeout.
Wipeout.
Yes, bring it, Joe Biden.
Why do you have that drop anywhere in your
Do your thing.
All right, let's move on before I strangle myself. It's depressing me.
All right.
This is Need to Know News. News you need to know. Start the news chant, please. Come on. News.
We will go through a quick review in the week with your president wannabe Trump and talk about some of the things that he's doing to try and make people fall in love with him on the campaign trail.
The latest insanity.
We'll also get a quick update on his day in court. Let's start with Trump in Reno. All right. Did you hear that he brought up the fake dossier and golden showers again? Like he's bringing that back into the rotation?
Well, his fans want the old classic hits. They don't want the new material, so that's not shocking.
When I saw this, dude, when I saw this clip of him talking, I was just like, Steve just said, people are like, they don't want to see that crap. We want the old school. Bring back.
Let's talk about Russian hookers peeing on me. Come on.
Play the hits. Play the hits.
Making up the fake dossier by Hillary, right? She hires some guy that admitted, I'm sorry, it was fake. How about going home to my wife on the shower, the golden shower, they called it. And I had to explain that to our great first lady. I had to explain. They said, sir, they said, when you were in Russia. Well, I was there for so short a period. And they said this thing with the golden shower. And I said, I didn't care about the other stuff. The other stuff was, nuclear. I didn't worry about that. The golden shower was a problem for me. And I said to our great first lady, Golden, she said, nope, that one you didn't do. See, I'm a germaphobe. She said, that one you didn't do.
That's
so she knew immediately I had no problem there. I said, whew, that was a close one. Yeah. That wasn't good.
Well, I need to interject here. Donald doesn't understand that you being a germaphobe doesn't mean that you wouldn't be into golden showers, because urine is the most sterile fluid in the body, even more sterile than blood.
Plus, you're in some foreign hotel room. Go take a shower afterwards. Like, I'm sure it's why he does it abroad and not with his wife in his own bed. And
here's the other thing, too. This story said he was trying to cheat on Melania in the White House with female staffers.
Sure.
So you're trying to tell me he's over in Russia with hookers that are just provided to him for free, and most likely tens as well.
And you notice he doesn't actually refute hookers being involved with anything.
No.
The showers part is what he's upset about.
Nuclear stuff, hookers, that's all fine. I'm fine with that. Just it's the golden showers.
What an idiot to bring up stuff like that. That'd be like, Pee Wee Herman just constantly bringing up the jerking off in theaters. Like, let it go. That doesn't make you look good. Like, stop mentioning that. And I love that I love that he says, oh, that dossier was proven fake. The guy admit, no. No, that's not what happened. Certain little details have been proven not to be correct, but the guy only said, like, here's what my investigation has turned up. And no, most of it has been not disproven.
Yes. He's an idiot, but the people eat it up, dude. And that was in Reno. So those are your neighbors, Stephen.
This is what I'm saying. I hate going to Reno when I wear shirts like this. I got, my cowboy shirt on today, like flannel, and I got a beard and a baseball cap on. They all think I'm one of them, and I'm not. But there's so many of them down there.
Steve, I heard that once you shot a man in Reno.
Yeah.
Who was it? Who was it?
Johnny Cash reference, and I'm tempted. Showing up in one of. No, I shouldn't say that. Sorry.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. No, I was leading Steve to a Johnny Cash thing. I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die.
Yeah,
no better reason.
Well, stay out of Reno,
better reasons nowadays.
Hey, dude, people are also down in Houston listening to this douchebag talk, and he was talking about transgender people in sports.
Oh, boy.
And I don't know if you saw this clip. This is this may be the greatest clip I've ever heard. And when I played it for Rachel, she wanted me to play it like 9 times in a row. And she just had a confused look on her face. So he's talking about transgender people in sports. And he was talking about weightlifting. And he is saying, like, can you imagine, an athlete that worked all her life, and then this transgender man who is now a female comes in and, takes her down in the weightlifting department. Can you just imagine what that would be like? He is acting it out on the stage like he has a barbell in his hands and he's going to push it over his head, dude.
Right. Like he's ever worked out a day in his life.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Listen very closely to him acting out how it would go down for the woman who is about to lose to a man, woman, transgender.
Okay. You can do it, baby. I love you so much. And it's bad news. Bad things are happening. Mom, I'm sorry. Mom, I didn't do it.
That's audio of me sodomizing Trump right there. That's actually what that
Dude,
is.
So many people said, is that what he's going to sound like when he is in prison? And those bastards get a hold of him like, Mama, I'm sorry.
Yeah. What reenactment is that?
Dude, I'm going to play it again, but think of him holding, like, trying to push heavy weight over his head while he's doing it. And he's acting the whole thing out.
You can do it, baby. I love you so much. And it's bad news. Bad things are happening. Mom, I'm sorry. Mom, I didn't do it.
Jeez, man.
Mama just killed a man. Is he singing Bohemian Rhapsody? Why is his mother being involved? Who's he saying I love you to? I love you, Mama. I can't lift the ball. What?
Dude, it is so funny. That is that is the woman who is trained all her life that is being taken over by transgenders. Like, I can't even lift it anymore. It's so heavy, Mama.
Right, and you should still be able to lift. You're still a weightlifting athlete. Like, I don't get it.
It's just so weird, dude. It is so weird.
I saw a great story the other day about, we had talked about this. Like, what do you do with, this transgender and crossing over? I get it. It's an issue. And by the way, I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson recently. Someone asked him, and he said, from a scientific standpoint, you adjust. You don't stop. So we need to have different criteria and rules. The sports leagues need to figure it out. Basically what I was saying. Like,
I loved what he said, dude. I loved it. And it is what you said. Like, it's time to start moving the bar. We got to readjust.
Exactly. So there was some league, I want to say it was swimming maybe or diving, I don't know, but someone was a big stink about what would happen if a man joined and beat all the way and blah, 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 blah. So this league said, okay, fine, we're going to have a transgender only division. Go ahead and sign up. Nobody signed up. It's not even an issue. No one's trying to get into that sport to do that. They're just worried about the boogeyman possibility of it happening. So,
well, you know what it is? It's just Republicans are using this as a way to discriminate against transgender people.
Yes, boogie dads.
They don't actually care about women's sports.
Right. All of a sudden now they do, right?
Yeah, they don't care about women's sports. But what they do is they hide their discrimination beneath the whole "I'm protecting women's sports."
Right.
But meanwhile, it's also about discrimination.
Right.
No, of course. It's faux outrage, and it's a faux problem that doesn't even exist. And of course, yes, leave it up to the sports teams, the leagues to come up with rules, and then it's fine.
Dude, I belong to, this is another one of those things where, you know what, I tune in Fox News just very briefly, sporadically to see what the enemy is up to, okay?
I'm sorry. It's like me saying I occasionally jab myself in the eye with a pencil to see what it's like.
I am also a member of my community page on Facebook. And I will tell you, the town that I grew up in, Maple Valley, has turned the Facebook community page anyway it might as well be pretty close to Nazi Germany. Like, it is just this grouping of people on there that is talking constantly, like, you know, if a transgender person ever followed my daughter into a bathroom, they'd be spending all their money on dental work rather than hormones. You know, like, it's just constant barrage of that stuff. Like, every time I read it, I'm like, I got to get out of this group. But I also I want to know who to stay away from, dude.
It's scary.
It's a catch-22. You want to know about Trump's day in court? We've got a 30-second update on what went down for President Trump in court today.
Okay.
This is getting pretty heated. The judge asking Trump's lawyer, quote, "Can you control your client? This is not a political rally." He is sitting back in his chair, we're told, just pursing his lips. Trump's lawyer is assuring the judge that their client, quote, understands the rules. The judge shot back and said, well, he doesn't abide by them. This is not social media. This is not a campaign rally. This is the judge's courtroom, and he has repeatedly asked the former president not to engage in, quote, speeches or essays.
Walking out of the courtroom today, there was everybody waiting for him, and all he did was make a little zip my lip and walk away. Didn't say a word.
Wow.
Didn't say a word at all.
I really wish we had actual video of this stuff because he's not doing himself any real favors. And anytime a judge tells the lawyer, get your client under control, it's usually some crackhead or domestic violence rageaholic. Like that is not a good thing for a judge to be saying, who, by the way, how stupid are you? The judge has already said you're guilty. It's just determining how badly he's going to punish you. So this is how you behave in his court.
Yeah.
You're not even smart enough to shut the F up for your own benefit.
And like we talked about before, I mean, his attorneys, are idiots, dude. I mean, this is all for the furtherment of their career. I don't think they really care what's going on in there.
They don't think they're winning. Right?
No. Did you see that this attorney of his, Kai's, when he was told to get his client under control, he referred to Trump as the once and future chief executive of this country.
Oh. Yes. Yeah. I mean, it is. They're campaigning in the courtroom, dude. I mean, come on.
And then have you seen, by the way, Elise Stefanik and Ronnie Jackson and a few other people in the House have been posting these tweets lately that look very much like what Trump types when he tweets.
Oh, really?
About the judge? Yeah.
Oh, and he's getting someone else to say it to avoid the gag order.
Exactly. He's typing them. They're cutting and pasting them. If I read some of these tweets to you, you would say, without a shadow of a doubt, that's a Trump tweet.
Yeah. Are any of them in all caps? I mean, that'd be a dead giveaway, right?
That would be the giveaway, yes.
Or randomly capitalized. That's the thing he can't seem to stop doing either.
Do any of them talk about drinking covfefe?
I can't wait to see how this stuff turns out. Yeah. I just hate that we all have to live through it.
I know.
Just wake me up in a year and a half out of a coma and tell me how it turned out. Cause
now would be the time to go down, dude. I mean, just for a quick year-long coma.
Well, the day is young. I could still get struck by lightning.
Would you guys like to hear one of these tweets? I just need to throw this out there.
Yes, sure. Please.
Yeah. Ready? All in caps. This part here. Nasty, racist Letitia James is a capitalized, despicable human being, and Judge Engeron is an absolute pathetic circus clown. These two moronic idiots are the very reason the courts in New York are a joke and a national disgrace. All in caps, election interference, 3 exclamation points.
No, you're totally right.
Yes, dude. I mean, obviously, it's like hearing his voice. You know, he wrote that. Are you kidding me?
And he ended with, "You're fired."
Right. Where's my diaper?
I hate what's going on in this freaking country right now.
Yeah.
You have offspring to think about, Stephen.
Right.
You have offspring.
Need to know news.
I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire.
News you need to know.
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
It's time for another brewski. This one is a crazy brewski.
Okay. I actually have a fun story for us that'll will kind of lighten the mood a little bit.
All right. I like that.
So we've all seen mascots at sporting events.
Sure.
So we have a story about a college football fan who was ejected for wearing a costume to a game.
What's the costume? What's the mascot, dude?
He wasn't wearing a costume that was the mascot.
Okay.
This person came to the game dressed in an inflatable penis costume.
What is the
it's inflated. It's an inflatable costume, and it even has testicles, and it's circumcised too.
He's American, man. Go USA.
Yeah, he's at a football game. Yeah, for sure. You know
what is he trying to represent?
I think it's just a college student having a good time. You know, going to the game.
So,
you know, I mean, listen,
there's not been a lot of thought put into it.
Okay, but here's the thing. You know what? At Buffalo Bills games, we already know about Bills Mafia, but they also throw dildos onto the field on a regular basis.
They
do. Yes, actually, there was a Patriots Bills game back a few years ago, and Rob Gronkowski caught a touchdown in the end zone. And as soon as he walked into the end zone, all of a sudden this dildo comes flying in, and CBS is like the cameras on him.
It gives a new meaning to full contact, right there.
Yeah,
that's like sexual assault of some nature.
They tried to gloss over it. They're like, a foreign object has come onto the field.
A back massager just hit him in the face.
This was like a big rubber one that was like, you knew exactly when it came flying out.
So funny, dude.
Yeah. So
that must be fun doing security at that stadium. All these dildos coming in.
It came from a college kid. This is why the children are our future, dude. you know what I mean? Like, it's a world I want to live in. 24/7. We'll keep your peanuts just between us.
Can you see that?
Wow, he's got big balls, dude. Those are huge balls.
There's a video of him right there, but then you can see, obviously, Nick, what I'm talking about with the Crocs and the socks. Right,
he's keeping it classy, dude.
It's quite a look. Yeah, he's got pink Crocs, green socks, and a white man junk costume on.
And I'm judging. You can only see his calves. I'm judging that's probably a man. That's not a woman, right?
I can't imagine any woman that would do that.
Probably not.
That's funny.
But anyway, yeah, isn't that fantastic?
That is.
Hey, America, this is quite a country.
That is literally the land of the free, the home of the hard.
And I believe there's one that says a comment says the team goes up 21-10 once, and all the fans get cocky. End quote.
That's good. That's a good play on words.
Yes.
Here is a news bulletin. We interrupt this program to bring
the humanity and all the things. A date which will live in infamy. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Need to know news. News you need to know.
Steve Harness.
Yeah. Okay, we've talked a lot in the show before about the fact that conservatives are giant flaming hypocrites, particularly when it comes to being flaming.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means a lot of them are homophobic, but they're out blowing guys at the rest stop.
Yes, all right. In the closet, R. Kelly style.
Yes, they're just lying hypocrites trying to, project or compensate.
They hate themselves. They hate their desires.
Right.
That's what the pride flag's all about, by the way, is to be able to rid yourself of guilt for no reason and to step out into the light. And
be proud when you go to that glory hole, when you're down on your knees.
Yeah.
Proud to love somebody.
Yeah.
So a conservative pastor down in Alabama, recently a conservative news blog published the social media accounts of F.L. Bubba Copeland, this conservative pastor, who was the mayor of Smith Station, Alabama, and the pastor of the First Baptist Church there, where Copeland goes by Brittany Blair Summerlin and refers to himself as transitioning transgender curvy girl. This is what he posted on his social media. So he's on his social media talking about being a transitioning transgender curvy girl. But of course, publicly, he's admonishing all this stuff. He's using the Bible to beat people up. And all of this stuff just got published. He was outed and he killed himself.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. During a welfare check last week, Copeland was found that he had shot himself. The police showed up. He shot himself in front of the police, according to the sheriff's department down there.
Do you know who actually outed him?
Who?
Well, this conservative blog, but did someone give it to them? What do you mean?
Breitbart. Breitbart's the one that actually outed this guy. They went after one of their own.
That's terrible, dude. I mean, well, that's exactly what we're saying. I mean, listen. It's obvious that it is tough in America for people to come out, or that wouldn't even be a thing. And hopefully it won't at some point in time, right?
That's a very mature point you're making, that this guy should not have felt the need to kill himself because he was outed as being gay or transgender or, whatever.
Right, dude. That's a bitch, man. That's really a bitch that we have people in this country that, they look at it or have been taught to look at it as a depravity. And in all actuality, like if you look at the world around you and the people that have made strides in the LGBTQ plus community of actually, hey, we're going to support each other. And we're going to try and make it easier for people to come out because people do kill themselves.
Yeah. Nope. That's a very valid point you're making there. And this guy was obviously part of that vicious cycle. I mean, he was out there perpetuating these things in his church and in his, political career and everything. And then, he was compensating and projecting, but he felt that shame from himself and everyone else in his party so deeply that as soon as he was outed, he killed himself. I mean, people. We got to knock this crap off. First of all, conservatives, stop being lying hypocrites. Like, own what you are. Vote on tax breaks, not, condemning gay people. Like, you can pick and choose your political platforms, but just stop admonishing people for this. It obviously is a real thing. This pastor, I'm sure, didn't choose that lifestyle. Obviously, he's willing to kill himself to run away from it. So it's not a choice. Knock it off.
You ever find out, dude, or ever realize that a lot of pastors seem to be closeted gay? You know, there's a lot of pastors like that. And there is a reason when we're talking about religion and the guilt that comes along with a lot of religious beliefs, that there's a reason that they get put into that position. And like Steve was saying, it perpetuates the problem for the community out there. But they get in there because they think, oh, yeah, I can hide this and it's ungodly and I'm not going to let it get me. Yeah. And they wind up in churches and then like this guy, they wind up killing themselves. That's too bad, dude.
I don't know. People, just live your freaking lives. Don't be part of the problem. Just go. You didn't need to out. You didn't need to be a politician. You didn't need to be a pastor. You put yourself up on the center stage and lied about it all. Just go be a plumber and blow dudes. Like what? Who cares?
Yes, just go be yourself, dude. Seriously, are we not ready to just be ourselves?
No.
And we go back to the whole statement of reality is an acquired taste. We have built a lot of this reality. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that, being homosexual in nature is a depravity. Right. I mean, we built that reality. That's not the reality.
No, it exists in nature. And semen may be an acquired taste too, but once you acquire it, own it. Just go with it. You're fine. Have at it.
Oh, you weren't joking.
No.
Okay.
Need to know news.
I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire.
News you need to know.
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
She's been suffering with bronchi for a while, dude. You know,
it's the healthcare system of this country. People can't afford to get help.
So just go when you get a pop.
That's right. There's a family of a man who had a girlfriend, all right? And they live in North Dakota. They've been seeing each other for quite some time, about 10 years, in fact. And in a lot of states, that would make you common law wife, common law husband. There's a man in the side of this man-woman relationship that got a phone call and said, you have a long-lost family member. He just passed away, and you have $30 million to claim. And I'm going to tell you, I'm a lawyer. This is how we take care of it. Wow. So this guy goes around, starts telling his friends, dude, I won $30 million. And this bitch of a girlfriend that I have, once I get it, I'm upgrading. I'm going to upgrade to a model.
That's how so many men think. So I'm not shocked by it.
Oh, man. So he was saying this to everybody. He wasn't being quiet about it.
It's a Saudi prince. I've inherited $30 million.
It's coming. So his girlfriend is going around and telling everybody, he's going to leave me as soon as he gets it. I know he's going to do it. I know he's going to leave me. So fast forward to him getting his next phone call, and they say, meet me at the airport. I have paperwork for you to sign, and you sign it, I'll file it, and we'll get the money on the way.
Okay.
Meet me on Friday. Monday. This is Monday. Meet me on Friday. Slowly but surely, his girlfriend starts feeding him a lot of sweet tea. Sweet tea.
Oh, no.
Right?
Yeah.
With the side of antifreeze here and there. Okay?
Just to kill him? She's not getting the money if he dies. So.
Yeah.
He has so much antifreeze by the end of the week before this is Thursday, rolls around, and he is obviously very ill, sick, needs to go to the emergency room. So ambulance is called. They come in, and he's barely alive.
He's not overheating, though, so that's good.
No, he's running cool. He's running cool. They take him in, and the guy dies, and the woman comes out and is very honest with the press, everybody, of I get half that money now. I mean, we were common law married, so half of it goes to his kids, half of it goes to me.
Yeah.
Is that true?
The authorities remind her that North Dakota is not a common law state.
And not to mention, if you, become a widow for murder, I'm pretty sure you're not eligible for anything.
Yeah, there was a laundry list of problems here that she didn't think out real clearly. But as we wrap this up with a little bow and digest this story, after he died, after she is now being charged with his murder, authorities found out that this was all a scam to begin with. And there was no family member, no $30 million. They can't explain what the scam was because they were he was going to meet him at the airport and sign some paperwork. They
were going to kidnap him probably or something, but
possibly. But it was a scam. So this guy died in vain.
Well, they sound like two terrible people. He was going to disown her. She wanted to kill him immediately. This sounds like karma may have caught up to both of them. But
this is natural selection. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. I will tell you, I would point to the conversation that Peter Gibbons had with his neighbor Lawrence in the movie Office Space when he asked him, what would you do if you had $1 million? And what did Lawrence say?
Tell us, Brewski.
Two chicks at the same time. Because chicks take dudes with money, and if he were a millionaire, he'd think he could set that up.
Right?
Oh, I'm sure, dude.
I mean, this is something a lot of guys think about.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, but most of them think about it quietly. You know what I mean? They don't run around being like, "I'm done with her" on Friday.
Right. And they'll say, if you win the lottery, keep it to yourself. Don't start telling all your friends and family. It's going to cause you problems.
There's a documentary of lottery winners that have either killed themselves.
It's a curse.
Yeah, I mean, it ruins people's lives from what I
They don't know how to
understand.
just spend a lump sum of money like that, and people come after them out of the woodworks. I mean, it's usually a terrible thing, which is why they say, keep it to yourself.
Well,
I'm willing to give it a try. I'm willing to try it.
Some states actually require that you actually reveal your identity.
That's right.
Yeah, Massachusetts is one of those states, but the way you can actually get around it is you can create an LLC and be shielded, but that only lasts for, I believe, 7 to 10 years, and then after that if somebody wants to find out who won that particular jackpot, they can find you. But in other states, you can collect anonymously.
Hopefully, by the point that it expires, I'm in the Cayman Islands, dude.
Exactly.
I'm not staying here.
Or like most lottery winners, you've blown through that big paycheck and you don't have any money left.
Yes.
But that's if you take the lump sum, because a lot of people take that lump sum, but they say that the better thing to do is to take the annuity. I mean, if you're getting $10, $15 million a year for 30 years, yeah, you may not live to spend it all and all that sort of thing, but at least, you're not trying to blow $80 million.
Yeah.
You can give it to your kids. I mean, you can give it to an animal foundation if you die or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
you can go to your state. Yeah.
Yeah, the only time I'm taking, there's been a few Powerballs as of late that I've played in when they get up to like, $2 billion.
Yeah.
And if they were going to give me $750 million lump sum, I'll take it, dude. Yeah, I don't need the monthly payment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A good conundrum to be in. But
yeah,
I used to work with a financial guru, motivational speaker woman here in Tahoe. And she told me,
she was a thief of your money.
She was a motivational speaker. So some people may say she was a grifter. Some may say she was an inspirer, but I don't know. But she was telling me off camera that she has worked with athletes and lottery winners and that they're nightmares because these are people that all of a sudden get a bunch of money thrown at them and they don't understand that the money is going to stop one of these days. Don't just blow through every paycheck, spend and save, invest, plan for your future. Athletes, you're not going to be an athlete till you're 65. Lottery winners, you get this big check and you just start blowing through it. She was like, they are nightmares, and only a small percentage of them don't just destroy their lives because of this big chunk of money all of a sudden.
Why do you think Shaq's doing the general insurance commercials? I think Shaq is like the smartest person with his money. Yeah. He left sports, and I mean, that guy's worth so much cash.
Yes. The smart athletes see that coming and plan and get into businesses and whatnot. And, it's why George Clooney and Ryan Reynolds are now billionaires. They took their, movie money and invested it into companies and they did it right. Now they're making more money than they ever could have starring in a movie.
Yeah.
So there's an NBA player from the late 70s, mid to late 70s named Junior Bridgman, who was making $350,000 a season. Okay. And he played for about 5 or 6 seasons.
How much a season? $750?
$350.
So he made $1.5 million?
Okay, so something like that, yeah. Today, he is worth $650 million.
Wow.
Because he invested or what?
Yes, and actually, believe it or not, he invested in Wendy's franchises, and he became one of the largest Wendy's franchisees in the entire country.
That's great. I'll tell you, that financial coach I was just talking about, she said, if you get money, invest in a freaking Subway franchise and a laundromat. Like, don't get all creative and go into some weird business. Do something that is stable and normal. Like
that we know Wendy's works over and over again.
That people want, and people need, and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Freaking Tim Tebow. He just bought a minor league hockey team in my town here in Lake Tahoe. Who is advising this man? That's what you're putting your money into? Your minor league hockey team in a town that does not like hockey, in a part of the country that doesn't like hockey. Bad. Invest
Trying
that
to
money
get it off the ground.
Yes, I'll invest that money much better for you, and I'll throw it at a dartboard and do better than a minor league hockey team.
Well, but the thing about Tebow, though, is I think he knows that if he ever gets into a tough spot with money, he can go back to all those people that look to him as like this godly Christian athlete, and he does a few motivational sermons and that sort of thing, and he's got millions of dollars in his pocket in a weekend.
Yeah, he's got so much money from that that workout tape that he made where he was like fighting while he was
Was that him?
Tybo, dude.
I think that's Tybo, not Tebow.
It's the same thing, dude.
Okay, good. Yeah, well, he's going to need to go bilk the gullible masses, because I guarantee he's pissing away a few $1 million on a hockey team in this town that's never going to do anything.
Maybe he'll play in the new arena. It sounds like that's an all-star star so far.
Well, that is where they're going to play. And that's the whole idea. Like, let's bring different events in. But we've got a farm league hockey team in this town. And, you know, they've got a loyal little fan base of about 100 people. That's it. That's all the hockey fans that are here. When I moved out west, I remember coming from Hockey Town, Detroit, Michigan. And one of the first days I was in Seattle, I said to someone like, hey, you watching the playoffs tonight? And they're like, NBA playoffs don't start for another month or two, man. I'm like, no, hockey. They're like, what?
Yeah.
People don't love hockey out here. And by the way, we have San Jose nearby. We have Sacramento with a big, you know, minor league team. Like, I don't know why they thought it was a good idea in a town that can't possibly support it. They're only hoping, I guess, for tourists when they're in town to go watch a minor league hockey game for some reason.
Starting to slowly build steam in Seattle, you know, now that we have a hockey team.
Yeah, and that's a city of 2.5 million people. We have 20,000 people here, plus tourists. But again, you're just hoping some random tourist is going to help fill this stadium of 5,000 people?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Well, we'll invest your money is our point. So if you want to donate to the Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve Olabruski, you could do it on our webpage, thevocalminority.net. You can message us right there.
Will someone reach out to George Soros already and tell him we want this liberal cabal money, please? Like,
Deep state.
Right. All right. Yeah, find the socials. Go to thevocalminority.net.
All right. Say goodbye, Brewski.
Goodbye, Brewski.
Test 1 2, test 1 2.
Stop.